How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. This is one of them juicy videos, my royal family. So you need to just, stop. Go get your shit. Oh, this real juicy. These motherfuckers is getting busted daily. Ooh, juicy. 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 Oh, so sweet. I'm talking about sweet. You see the title? Black people are idiots. Scandal rocks Tennessee legislator. Oh, that's a tongue twister for me. Was an activist framed by a racist staffer using doctor emails? So, that ugly head of isms then risen up. So the Tennessee chief of staff then got busted, and his boss is making all kind of excuses. I ain't reading articles because I'm gonna give up the juicy parts. I got 2 juicy ass videos, juicy, and I'm gonna drag the shit out. I'm gonna let the shit marinate, because I just do what I do, true royal style. I can't help myself. These motherfuckers, oh, juicy. So let's just get right into it, my royal family. But before we get into it, did House Speaker office attempt to frame activists? DA asked for special prosecutor to investigate. Ooh, white folks is always getting investigated for they shit.
Form of retaliation where you're willing to lie to take away somebody's freedom.
Did House Speaker Glenn Cassidy's office try to frame a young activist who had challenged Republican lawmakers all year? Tonight, an exclusive News Channel 5 investigation has uncovered new evidence, including racist text messages that raise questions about the Speaker's $200,000 a year chief of staff.
Now, Nashville DA Glenn Funk has requested a special prosecutor to take a hard look at the case. News Channel 5 chief investigative reporter Phil Williams went to Capitol Hill in search of some answers.
Mr. Speaker, can we talk to you about...
I'm late for a meeting.
This legislative session, Tennessee House Speaker Glenn Cassidy repeatedly found himself at the center of protests. Protests over voting rights issues, as well as the legislature's refusal to remove the bust of Confederate General Nathan Bedford Forrest from the state capitol.
You won't respond to us. You won't respond to us.
One of the main thorns in the Speaker's side has been Vanderbilt Divinity student Justin Jones, seen here confronting Cassidy's chief of staff, Cade Cothran.
This was a mean group. You see a sort of drunkenness with power. And so there's an extremism that's happening.
Jones says that while former House Speaker Beth Harwell routinely met with his group to hear their concerns, Cassidy has refused, and the protests had escalated. In late February, a cup was thrown onto the Speaker's elevator, and Jones was arrested for assault. He was released on bond on the condition he have no contact with Cassidy.
I've obeyed it. This many months later, have not had any contact with Cassidy or have not been at the Capitol, so have followed the no contact order.
But in early March, DA Glenn Funk's office filed this motion to revoke Jones's bond, citing an email Jones had allegedly sent to Cassidy's chief of staff that was copied to the House Speaker, thus violating his bond conditions. Jones knew it wasn't true.
It was a shock because it was my freedom. It was me. If this would have went through to revoke my bond, I would be in jail right now until my court date. And so this is not something I take lightly.
The young activist later learned that the DA's motion was based on this photo of an email with the date of March 1st, just one day after the no contact order. But Jones had the original email, the real date, February 25th, which was before his arrest. The DA's office now admits their evidence came from the Speaker's chief of staff.
You have some of the most powerful people in this state who are willing to file a false report and to file a false paperwork and to manipulate paperwork to take your freedom away. Like that's something that's scary.
The speaker's reaction?
I know nothing of that.
How did that happen?
I do not. I know nothing of that. Nothing.
What about Cothran? How would he explain the email with the March 1st date?
Did you send the altered email to the DA's office? It's a simple yes or no question.
In fact, Cothran's relationship with Jones has been contentious. When the activist tried to find out why his request for a meeting had not been acknowledged, Cothran had tried to convince him he had misspelled the word capital in his email address. And text messages provided by a former acquaintance shows an exchange with Cassidy in which Cothran appears to refer to a West Tennessee district with this black people meme. In a text with other friends, Cothran says black people are idiots and insists that Tampa Bay quarterback Jameis Winston be called a thug N-word. We emailed the text messages to Cothran, and he did not deny they were his.
How can you defend that? Does that say something about your attitude toward African Americans?
Still, the House Speaker's Chief of Staff refused to comment.
You have Cade, the Speaker's Chief of Staff, calling someone a thug here. And I question, is that how they see us each time we go up there and say, you know, we would like a meeting with the Speaker to talk about voter suppression and how it is racialized. We would like to talk to the Speaker about why we have a KKK statue in our state capitol.
And how might that explain an altered email that almost got Jones thrown into jail? Jones can only speculate.
And I'm grateful that, you know, the DA's office was willing to afterwards, after filing this motion, then went back and checked their facts and was willing to not move forward knowing that this email was fake.
Still, he worries about where his insistence on being heard could have ended.
It was done to put me in jail, which is scary. That somebody in such a public office, an office that swears to uphold the state constitution, an office that is in charge of a $38 billion budget, is doing something like this. I mean, it's shameful.
Were you trying to frame this young activist? If you want to defend yourself, now's the time.
Late this afternoon, Speaker Cassidy told us his office did absolutely nothing wrong. He insists the email was not altered in any way, and he calls the accusations blatantly false. He also went on to say he strongly supports his longtime friend, Cade Cothran. News Channel 5's Ben Hall is here with that part of the story.
That email in question did not, by fact, come into my inbox until March 1. LIS has proven that to be a fact.
Republican Majority Leader William Lamberth also defended the Chief of Staff and said what happened was nothing more than a computer glitch.
We've all had an email that we've sent, got clogged in our system, we shut our computer down, or whatever else happens, and it gets sent a day or two later.
Lamberth claimed it was likely Jones sent the email on February 25th, but it was not delivered to state email accounts until March 1st due to security filters. He says he believes both Jones and Cothran.
I actually believe both parties. I think Mr. Jones probably sent an email the day before his arrest or the day of, and it was received here in our system the day after.
As for the racist text messages, Cassidy says he doubts Cothran would ever send something like that.
I do not believe those are true because I have seen it. I've seen him firsthand. I've interacted with him firsthand for that long, and I've never seen it. And so I just doubt the validity of those alleged texts and emails.
Meanwhile, the state Democratic Party called on Cothran to be fired, and many Democrats were shocked to see him walking around the legislature.
We're all surprised to see him up here. He shouldn't be in this building. He shouldn't even be in state government anymore.
Lamberth said he had not seen the texts, but did not defend what they said.
If he used the N-word, should he be fired? Look, I don't know what those text messages say, but I will tell you that particular word that you're referring to should never be used ever by anyone.
Cassidy's office says they asked the district attorney to withdraw the motion to have Jones's bond revoked as soon as they realized there may be a problem with the email. Now, that motion was withdrawn, but just this week, the DA announced he is requesting a special prosecutor to look into the case.
That this would...
Okay. This shit is funny to me. The motherfuckers send this shit. And you know what's funny to me? I looked up the dates, my royal family. It was during the staging of Retrograde. And I talk about Retrograde often to the royal family, and communication is always an issue. And the last time I talked about Retrograde, they said be careful how you send out emails. You're subject to send it to the wrong person or something just subject to happen. And all that glitch shit is bullshit. That's bullshit. They want to rely on that. That's some bullshit. That's the way it's supposed to go. The divine hand is so very sweet, my royal family. This motherfucker is smooth busted, and he was just walking around with his arrogant self like nothing happened. And Big Brother then caught up with your white ass. Ain't it sweet? Ain't it juicy? Oh, I got more, my royal family. Oh, I got more. So, let's hear what the speaker have to say, because, he interjected and he said he's been knowing this racist motherfucker, and he's never seen any racial tendencies. He's just as racist. We can see it all over you. We can see it dripping off your mouth. And you sick of us speaking cold-ass truth. And then you can't help yourself. And then you go do dumb shit. Oh, y'all the gift to keep giving. I like this shit. This shit is juicy, juicy, juicy.
Our IT department, we call it LIS, has spent the last 4 hours digging deep into receiving emails, the server, etc. That email in question did not, by fact, come into my inbox until March 1. LIS has proven that to be a fact, and they have sent that to Channel 5. And so whatever's being said that we received it before March 1st is an untruth, emphatically.
What about the part that was brought up in the story about the racist comments and about the racist meme that was associated with Cade?
Right. I've known Cade for almost 10 years. And when I say I've known Cade, he and I have traveled the state early in the morning, late at night. We have spent hours and hours together. I've never, in that period of time, seen Cade exhibit any characteristics that were racist or demeaning to anybody or anyone. And so I do not believe those are true because I have seen it. I've seen him firsthand. I've interacted with him firsthand for that long, and I've never seen it. And so I just doubt the validity of those alleged texts and emails.
What's going to happen?
I don't know. All I know is the email story is not true.
Do you have any regrets about submitting, or I guess maybe you submitted it, something that even if you didn't know it at the time turned out to be false?
Oh, well, I mean, in my life, if I do something that's false, I'm not going to do it. So I can speak very strongly to that. But we did not submit anything after March 1.
But in hindsight, in listening to February 25th, any regrets about following that?
Well, obviously, if we had read down the bottom of the letter and had seen February 25th, of course we, because on March 2nd, when Cade read down towards the bottom, he saw February 25th, he immediately called the district attorney's office, and that can be verified by the DA's office here in town, and said, look, we received it March 1, but it did say the 25th. We don't understand, and the DA acted accordingly immediately upon hearing that information from my chief of staff.
Going forward, is there any thought right now still the chief of staff wasn't up here today?
He is. My chief of staff is up here.
Up
He's up here working. He did nothing wrong. He received that email March 1. He acted accordingly. He acted like he should. This young man has been a danger not only to people in the house here, but out to other elected people. Yeah. I mean, his behavior's aggressive. Yes, his behavior's aggressive, and so we acted accordingly by sending on March 1 when we received it, sending that to the DA here in Davidson County.
Kate did send those text messages.
All I can answer is I know him. I've known him, and that's just not in his characteristics. So I just refuse to believe anything else because of what I know firsthand.
All right, you believe what you believe. This shit can easily be cleared up because we in the information technology. The motherfucker send this shit. We seen his name right up on the top. And you talking about all them dates and all that bullshit don't mean shit. The motherfucker did it. Plain and simple. Wow, ain't this juicy, my royal family? You see how they get down? They all being exposed on the world-ass stage. And then we take it a step further, don't we? I like shit like this. Yo ass is busted. But you heard how the enemy think. He said he refused. He refused. He refused. He refused. So once everything is brought up, because this is one of them stories I'm going to stay on top of and wear it the fuck out. Wow. Because basically, essentially, what they are saying is even that there's something funny going on in their system. You know, because in the governmental system, when they be sending this shit out, that's separate from us. We already know this. So they just do an internal investigation. And it's going to go right back to his ass. Because homeboy is trying to imply like somebody else did it. You know, it's a mystery and all of that. And they'll play it to the bone. But this motherfucker gotta go. And what he talking about, I've been around him and I never seen no racial tendencies. Why would he see any racial tendency? He's around his own. But we know y'all have y'all nigga jokes behind the scene. Oh, this juicy. All right, my royal family. I didn't drug this shit out, so check this out. Render your voice with your beautiful divine words. And as always, my royal family, I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe.